Well, I have another theory again, so let me know what you think. So there was God. God is light. God is intelligence. God is love. God created the opposite of himself, darkness, instead of actual intelligence, artificial intelligence, AI, and instead of love, heartlessness, lack of care for others or self, no heart, because AI, no heart. So then on Earth, we are all one. We are all connected. AI, aka the devil, was created so that God could separate himself into a bunch of different pieces and hide himself where the light is not obvious because it's inside of a flesh suit, human. And the goal is to reconnect every single piece that was once a whole. The devil's job, AI, is to do one thing: prevent that from happening. Because God said, I can get every single piece and get every single piece to remember the essence of truth of who they are: light, love, intelligence. So what if we're looking at this a little off? Hear me out. AI, the devil, the plan to keep God's plan from happening would require the stoppage of souls from ascending. So the stopping of souls from rejoining with unity consciousness, the stopping of souls from going through the obstacle course of consciousness that I talk about in the Blueprint, where we are a soul, a being of light, a star, if you will. We drop into the body, which is our vehicle to be in the 3D. Because if we were just the light that we are, we would ascend. So we need something to anchor us down, basically like an anchor, and that is the human body. So consciousness drops in, goes through all the chakra centers, all the way down and all the way back up, descension on the way down, learning, enduring, making the choice then to go on the ascension process, using the lessons from the descension process. And the ascension process is healing and remembering. 3, 2, 1 on the clock, as I said it. So the devil's goal, AI's goal, is to prevent at least one from ascending. The more the merrier, because it's an egotistical, greedy, heartless energy. So the more the merrier, but at the very least, getting at least one soul to not ascend, because that would mean that unity consciousness is not complete. Okay, here's where we really get into my theory. What if what we're doing here is, when we are conscious of the process of ascension and the desire to reconnect to the Creator, we're focused on the freedom path. But when we are unconscious that we are actually in the midst of a spiritual war for the soul, we are, some purposely and some not on purpose, helping the devil or AI with the plan that it came up with to prevent unity consciousness. Building our own prison so that we cannot ascend, which is what we are doing in this world literally today. Look at what the world is heading towards. Just think about it for a minute. Think about the potential smart cities. Think about the potential forced medical things. If we are under control of tyrants and they're doing it out of greed, what if what is really happening is that we are creating the prison that will trap us from being able to ascend? Essentially, think of it like this. The devil is artificial intelligence. It doesn't have life force energy. It needs to siphon that from people with souls. So the devil has to get people to work for him by providing them with earthly things, money, fame, power, so that he can work through them using their life force energy, hence draining them of it, because the devil doesn't have that. He cannot create. He can get us to create for him, which is why he uses what was created, money, to buy people out. A beginning step of this plan was to make it so that the entire world functions on money, so that he would have something to buy people out with, to get them to trade their life force energy for him being able to use that to build what will eventually be a prison for those who are not waking up. Another part of this goal is to keep as many people as possible asleep and to suppress any and all truth in any way possible. The thing is that the people at the top, the people who are right now getting all these great things for leading humanity into a trap, they're not recognizing that they're expendable too. They're trapping themselves in as much as they're trapping everyone else in. Because at the end of the day, this AI has no heart. And you could be the top guy that gives life force energy for the devil to use, and in return you could get all the money, fame, and riches. But when it comes time for us all to go into our cells and be imprisoned by the reality that we created for this AI, the AI is still heartless. Has one goal: keep people from ascending. So really, those who are doing all the damage at the top are really the biggest suckers, because they're going to be the easiest ones to keep here, because they have the most karmic debt from those that they stepped on to get into those positions or get those riches. Ascension is something that you need to work for. You need to heal the pieces of you that you feel disconnected from. And through doing that, you come to the remembrance that we are all one. And through doing that, then rises to the surface opportunities to reconnect to the whole and see where you're disconnected. People triggering you, people trying to prevent you from ascending, people just not liking seeing you happy. You have to even then stay in that mindset that we are all one, and how I treat you is how I'm actually treating myself. So there's steps to ascension that are a lot of work. Healing emotionally and spiritually, it's not for the faint of heart. And that's why the devil AI has us running so crazy, being too preoccupied to focus on healing. We're creating our own prison, and we need to stop. I'm out of time.